Imagine this: you hear that familiar pop as the lid gives way, releasing a faint, savory aroma that instantly makes your mouth water. You reach in and pull out a perfectly curved chip, light yet sturdy, its golden surface dusted evenly with seasoning. It snaps between your teeth with that unmistakable Pringles crunch. For millions around the globe, this moment isn't just snack time, it's a ritual. But behind that simple pleasure is a remarkable story of science, innovation, and meticulous craftsmanship that turned a humble potato into one of the most recognizable snacks on earth. It all began in 1968, when the snack world was plagued by greasy, unevenly shaped chips rattling around in half-empty bags. Consumers grumbled about crumbs, broken pieces, and the air-filled deception of packaging. Enter Frederick Bohr, a chemist at Procter & Gamble, who took on what seemed like a quirky but ambitious mission: reinvent the potato chip. His goal was bold: to create a snack that stayed intact from factory to mouth, maintained an even crunch, resisted excess oil, and could be stored in a neat, space-efficient container. Bohr's brainchild wasn't just a chip, it was a revolution. Today, Pringles rakes in over $3 billion annually, with more than 160 flavors catering to every corner of the world. From Japan's wasabi zing to America's classic sour cream and onion. Yet these famous potato chips aren't exactly traditional chips at all. They're crafted from a blend about 42% dried potato flakes mixed with rice flour, wheat starch, maltodextrin, and other ingredients that produces a uniform snack far more resilient than a slice of fried potato. This is why Pringles don't shatter into tiny shards in the can, why each one stacks seamlessly, and why they remain crisp to the very last bite. The journey to create them begins long before any seasoning hits the surface. It starts in vast, lush fields where only the highest quality potatoes are chosen. Suppliers know that a single blemish or irregularity can impact the uniformity of the final product, so every potato must meet strict standards. Once harvested, they arrive at a state-of-the-art production facility where the first task is selection. Potatoes ride along conveyor belts under the watchful gaze of sophisticated sensors that scan for size, shape, and color. Any misshapen, undersized, or damaged tubers are swiftly removed, sometimes by robotic arms that pluck them away with a precision too quick for the human eye. Those that pass inspection are immediately sent through a vigorous washing process. Immersed in tanks, they're scrubbed free of soil and debris as water spins around them with enough force to dislodge every speck of dirt. From there, they enter peeling machines, whose sandpaper-like surfaces gently but effectively strip away the skins without bruising the tender flesh beneath. The peeled potatoes are washed a second time, not merely for cleanliness but to reduce excess starch, which could otherwise darken the chips or impart a bitter note. After drying, they face one more human check, with skilled workers examining each potato for hidden flaws, green patches, mold spots, or internal rot. Only pristine potatoes move forward to slicing. Here, lightning-fast blades cut them into precise shapes, but not the thin, round slices you'd expect. Instead, they're trimmed into small squares to make them easier to handle in the next stages. A vibrating conveyor keeps them separated, while a camera system removes any that still show imperfections. Then comes blanching. The potato pieces are briefly boiled at 90 degrees Celsius for about 2 minutes. This step might seem quick, but it's vital. It prevents the potatoes from turning mushy later and helps them maintain structure during steaming. Once softened to the perfect degree, they're mashed into a smooth, lump-free paste. Now the real magic begins. The mash enters a massive rotating drum dryer. As it spins, heat evaporates nearly all the moisture, transforming the mixture into ultra-thin, paper-like potato sheets. These sheets are then gently ground not into crumbs, but into ultrafine flakes. This step is the heart of the Pringles process, producing the base ingredient that gives each chip its signature crunch and structure. The flakes are then combined in giant mixers with a carefully balanced recipe: water, cornstarch, rice, flour, wheat starch, degummed corn flour, maltodextrin, diglycerides, salt, and a This creates a coarse, damp mixture. Think wet sand rather than bread dough. It's this unusual texture that makes it possible to mold Pringles into their unique shape without them cracking apart. The dough-like mixture moves to a machine with a screw mechanism that spreads it evenly across a conveyor. Then, a rolling machine applies immense pressure, about 2 tons worth, to flatten it into sheets, just 1 millimeter thick. If you didn't know better, you might think you were looking at fabric or parchment paper gliding along the line. From there, oval molds punch out the iconic chip shapes. The scraps from this step aren't wasted, they're collected, reprocessed, and reincorporated into new dough. The freshly cut ovals move toward the fryer, but not before something remarkable happens. A specialized roller presses them into a hyperbolic, paraboloid, a saddle-like curve that isn't just for looks. This mathematical shape is what allows the chips to stack so neatly and fit perfectly into their cylindrical cans. The frying itself is lightning fast. At 350 degrees Fahrenheit, each chip spends only about 10 seconds in the oil, just long enough to set its shape, turn it golden, and give it that signature crispy bite. As they emerge, powerful air jets cool them to around 104 degrees Fahrenheit, wicking away excess oil to prepare them for seasoning. This is when flavor comes alive. A cascade of seasoning powder rains down from specialized dispensers, coating each chip evenly. Pringles' flavor library is enormous, but not every variety is available everywhere. In Japan, you might find wasabi or soy sauce flavors. In Thailand, sweet chili. In the US, barbecue or cheddar cheese. Every market gets its own lineup, tailored to local preferences, making each can a small reflection of a country's palate. Seasoned chips travel onward, their curves causing them to fall naturally into neat stacks, an efficiency that eliminates the need for manual arrangement. But before they're packaged, they pass through rigorous quality checks. Workers and machines together scan for chips that are broken, misshapen, or unevenly coated. Only flawless stacks make it to the final step. Packaging is as much a part of Pringles' identity as the chips themselves. The preformed paper cans, lined to keep moisture out, await their golden cargo. Stacks slide smoothly inside. The cans are weighed to ensure uniformity, and robotic arms apply foil seals with perfect precision. A plastic lid caps each one, locking in freshness so that when you pop it open at home, whether that home is in New York, Tokyo, or Nairobi, the first chip is as crisp as the last. From farm fields to the exacting engineering of hyperbolic paraboloids, from flavor labs to high-speed packaging lines, every detail of the Pringles process reflects decades of refinement. It's this fusion of food science and creative flair that has made Pringles not just a snack, but a cultural icon, one that transcends borders, language, and even taste preferences. And so, the next time you hear that satisfying pop and reach for a chip, remember that you're not just grabbing a snack, you're holding the result of a half-century of innovation, countless hours of testing, and a passion for perfection that spans continents. Each crisp is a little piece of edible engineering, stacked with care, seasoned with precision, and delivered from a world of flavor straight to your fingertips. If you've enjoyed this behind-the-scenes journey into the making of Pringles, imagine what other stories your favorite foods could tell. Stay curious, keep exploring, and never underestimate the incredible work that goes into the small joys in life's times. They're stacked in a can, waiting for you to pop the lid.